Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Mystery Writers of America Spotlight, where we typically spotlight emerging authors and new faces on the scene. But today we have a special guest, and that's Tina Ferguson. And Tina and Face in a Book are this year's Raven Award winners. So, Tina, congratulations, and it's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's so fun to be talking about the Raven Award and mystery books and just everything. It's a very exciting time for us.
It's an exciting time for us, too. I mean, for those who are tuning in and aren't sure what the Raven Award is, it's an honor given by the Mystery Writers of America to an individual or organization outside of writing itself, but who have given us a contribution to the genre. And I have to say that, Tina, you've done that with Face in a Book. I mean, it's I remember talking with you several years ago, and you described the store as more than a bookstore, but a community gathering place. And you've pulled that off, and it's so much support for us, and we thank you for that.
Oh, well, thank you. It truly is a community place. I grew up in this community in El Dorado County, and it's been such a delight to have a business here and see some of the people through the years that I befriended back in high school, and it's just been really nice to have people say that this is their place, this is their bookstore. Even our writers and our authors who say that this is their place, and it just works so well. It's a beautiful community. It's a beautiful energy when all of that happens. So I absolutely love it.
Yeah, well, we love it too. And again, thank you. But you've been a mystery lover for most of your life. I
Yes.
mean, you described your infatuation, I guess, with Nancy Drew from the early days. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I had always loved reading. Like, I had more books than I had toys as a kid. And I was always reading something, and I came upon Nancy Drew. And I remember I was about 9 years old, and I got the chicken pox, and I had to stay home from school. And I was actually kind of excited because then I could just sit and read Nancy Drew books all day long. And I think I read every single Nancy Drew book that our library had. And I absolutely fell in love with her. I fell in love with mysteries. I loved how she was so independent and had her own little, convertible car, and her dad kind of let her do what she wanted to do. And she had friends, she had smarts, and she always figured things out. And I absolutely love that. Still do.
Yeah, and we love you for it. Now, when you first learned that you were this year's Raven Award, honoree, what was the reaction?
I thought someone was playing a big April Fool's on me. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Like, that's not a real award, is it? And certainly, that's nice. Thank you. Ha ha ha. Really didn't let it sink in for a minute until I realized this is kind of a big deal. I mean, these are the Edgar Awards. These are award things that I look at every year to see like what mystery books are recommended, what mystery books are nominated, which ones win. I'm always looking for new authors, new books, new series to sink my teeth into, and then to know that myself and the bookstore are a part of that is absolutely unreal, astounding, and boy, so exciting. I can't even still believe it.
I mean, when you consider some of the prior winners of the Raven Award, I mean, you're in some pretty good company with Alfred Hitchcock, President Bill
Great.
Clinton, The
No.
Muppet Show.
Right.
Did
I
you ever-
know.
Did you ever think you would be mentioned in the same breath as The Muppet Show and maybe Alfred Hitchcock?
No, never. Although, I can be Muppet-like in some ways, but however, no, when I looked at the list of the winners throughout the years, it was just kind of a who's who of bookstores, readers, writers, actresses and actors. I will say that it was kind of fun to look at the list and realize that, Nancy Drew doesn't have a Raven Award, but I do. So, on her. But yeah, to know that we are in such company, especially the bookstores. I have to tell you, when I first opened the bookstore in 2012, like, these are the bookstores that I read about in all of the newsletters that I received from my national and local associations. I'm like, these are like the creme de la creme of the bookstores. And to see that, they're listed and then we're listed, I'm like, wow, I guess we really are a real bookstore. I'm not just pretending anymore. We're legit, and that feels really good.
Yeah, I mean, you're more than legit. When you think about when you started this bookstore, we didn't have anything like Face in a Book in our area. This was really a bookstore desert, and you've kind of made this oasis in this place. And it is a place where especially the MWA members, we come here, and we enjoy the environment and how supportive you are. And I don't think people realize what it takes to run a bookstore. And when you see yourself mentioned with, Mysterious Galaxy, Poison Pen, Murder by the Book, yeah, you deserve to be there. And, we really appreciate that.
Well, thank you. And I have to say, it's not just me, it's not just you. It's like this synergy that happens when like we work with one another. I'm not here for writers. Writers aren't here for me. We're here for one another, and we're here to further, the genre of mystery or whatever genre it is, and we're here to, connect with the community, connect with the readers who might not know who you are or what you guys are about. And so that's been such a wonderful feeling. It's truly a partnership. It's truly a community. It's not just one of us standing alone. It's all of us standing together. And I love that. Like, I love when we have our mystery authors come in, because you guys support one another, you support the bookstore, and it's always like just one big family reunion when we're all together. And I absolutely love that.
Yeah, it is a fun environment, and it has a unique feel. I mean, we go to a lot of different bookstores, and they don't all have that same, all-inclusive, supportive feeling. So you've got something special here. So I'm glad to see it recognized like it is. So you're going to be coming to the Edgar Awards ceremonies on May 1st.
Yes.
And I know others have asked you the important question of who will you be wearing?
Oh my gosh, I don't know, but it's so funny. I have these visions in my brain of like, okay, these are the things that could happen. I could trip in my heels walking up to the stage. I could get up to the stage and the podium will meet me like right here, and I won't be able to see over it. And then I'll wear a dress that's way too long, and then I'll just, trip and fall. So I'm going to wear a dress that has great clearance for the shoes. So that will be the most important thing. But yeah, it's going to be just a tremendous experience. I'm going to soak it all in every single minute, and it's just something that I'm sure I will never ever forget. And just it's such an incredible feeling to be noticed and to be honored in this way. So I thank the Mystery Writers of America so very much.
Well, we thank you. No, yeah, you've mentioned a lot of things that frankly, us guys don't have to consider when we appear at these things. So we appreciate that.
Oh, sure.
What are some of the things that you would recommend or advise authors to do when they're working with a local independent bookstore like Face in a Book? If they're just approaching you for the first time,
Mhm.
how do they start that relationship?
Well, I think the first thing that an author in your area should do for any local bookstore is be a patron of the bookstore.
Yes.
Don't just go in it and look around, go in it and shop there. Get to know the staff, get to know the people, and make that your third place, make that your bookstore. So that when you do come ready with a book that you want to put on the shelf, we already have an established relationship with you. We see your face, we know who you are, we know what you're liking, we know what you're buying. And that relationship has already started. And so it just makes it so much easier to connect when we already have a relationship in some way. It's really frustrating when authors come in and they assume that we're just going to, be so happy that they've come with their book instead of, getting to know us. They just want us to, be there for them. And so that's what I've so loved about you and the other authors that have been doing events here at the store is that we work together. We're here for one another, and so I love that when an author comes in and we already know them. That's like the first big hurdle. The second one I think is to be patient and be gentle with us. We are a small independent bookstore. We have very limited shelf space, and you have to understand that every inch of the shelf is real estate, and that real
Yeah.
estate has to move. And so we do have a local author section. It isn't huge, but we do we do want to display that, and we do have events for our local authors many times during the year. And so be patient with us. If you want your book and there's a list ahead of you, just breathe and relax. We will get you there. But there's people ahead of you, and you have to be kind and you have to be patient. And just to recognize that we're a person, you're a person, and there's only so much we can do. So let's work together, and we'll make it happen, and we'll get people to know about you.
Yep, good advice.
And you should talk about us. Like when we have an author come into the bookstore and we have their book on the shelf, it's really hard when you link to their site and you see their book on their site and they got Amazon buttons, but nothing about releasing a book. So, it's a two-way street. Let's work together.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I've seen authors do exactly that last point, come in and approach you and give you an Amazon buy link instead of at least bookshop.org or Libro FM, where you can, partner with a local store. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Again, Tina, I'm just so thrilled for you and Facing a Book to receive this honor. It's something that, is nominated by members of MWA and the board. He reviews all the applicants every year, and Facing a Book it rose to the top, and we're just so pleased and so thankful that you're you and you have this wonderful store. So congratulations again.
Thank you so much. And again, it's an award that I might be the one that's receiving it in person, but it's a award that's got a lot of other people, their efforts, their energy, and their love and time behind it as well. So thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for spending some time with us on the MWA Spotlight, Tina. Thank you.
Absolutely. I absolutely love it. Thanks.
Take care.
You too.